And welcome back. So before we went to break, you were saying that you had a dream job for us.
I have a dream job. Okay, it would be a dream job for me.
Okay, I was gonna say,
I'm
am I
assuming
scared
that
or
it would be a dream job for you.
It probably will be then.
And yeah. So I would have to move. I would have to move to Helsinki to do this, but it might be worth it. There's a hotel.
Oh, there's a hotel.
A hotel in Helsinki.
Is it haunted?
No, but they're looking for a professional sleeper.
Shut up.
Well, they want you to test out the room for about a month and, give them feedback on it.
So do you get to stay in the same room for a month?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah. And I could do that.
No, I could do it.
I like to sleep.
Well, who doesn't?
And that's not just for the free movies, aka dreams that I have. But the cable television is nice. Because at my house we get, 2 channels, and one of them's Telemundo.
You need to get an antenna on your roof.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
But yeah, we're gonna,
Anyway, I would like to be a professional sleeper.
How do they, is it like room and board or just...
I don't know. I'm just going to show up and see what happens. Buy me a plane ticket, walk into the hotel and say, I'm here.
If it would be really cool, like if it was a resort and they're like, okay, now we want you to try our masseuse. And now we want you to try our buffet or whatever.
I'm thinking that I could be a good enough sleeper that they would ultimately invite me to do all of those other things.
To do. So, speaking of hotels, that reminds me of when you and I inadvertently found ourselves in Vegas at the same time. Do you remember this?
No!
Maybe it was somebody else. No, I'm just kidding. It was you. It was
I am appalled.
No, it was for, you were there for your husband's, it was somebody in your husband's family's wedding or something.
Oh. And you were there at the same time?
I was there, yes. My family was one of our big, caravan trips where we all took the wagons and went out west to Disneyland.
Were those wagons covered?
Yeah.
All right.
I think so.
I vaguely remember this.
No, I just found it odd because it was one of those times that we had not, and it was weird that we hadn't consulted about where we were going. I think we knew that we were going, we just weren't
How funny
clear on
would it
the
have been if we'd run into each other at the buffet?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. So you had texted me at some point, and I think I was like at the Bellagio at that stage, and I couldn't believe that you were actually there, and you tried to get me to come meet you, and I was so done. I'm not a very good Vegas person, I found.
And me either, really.
And a lot of it probably has to do with the fact that I'm not a good gambler at all. I can lose money at the slots, and I have to be very conscious of how long I've been sitting in front of said slot machine.
I just remember going to the casino and seeing this guy hand the casino girl, whatever she was called, a $20 bill. She gave him 2 cards and then took his $20 bill and shoved it down into this little hole, and within 30 seconds it was gone. And I'm like, that was $20. It takes longer to earn it.
Crazy.
Then you just lost it.
Well, the other issue with that trip was the wind.
I remember the wind.
The wind, no, because I remember we talked about that on the phone to the point, I think you had to circle before you could land. I don't remember, but yeah.
I don't remember flying there.
You flew.
Okay. I will take you.
This is a fun game, and do you remember the time when you signed over your life savings to me?
Wait a second. I just remember when, it was fairly recently, when you had to remind me about my ex-husband's surgery that I had completely forgotten about.
In your defense, there wasn't any need for you to remember anymore anyway.
It's true.
I'm trying to think how that even came up to begin with. That was crazy.
At any rate.
Crazy.
The things that I have blocked out, I guess.
High school I understand, but...
Yeah.
That trip was probably...
Speaking of high school...
Okay, speaking of, let's do it. Let's go. Bring it.
Okay, speaking of high school and our deviant minds, remember... Do you want to say a name?
No. Well, you can write it to me.
You'll know.
Okay.
When Jared and I were in high school, we had a special way of expressing ourselves that would probably get people in a lot of trouble these days.
No, let's not mince words. If we'd been doing this in this day and age, they would have referred us to the counselor.
multiple times.
Yes, and because I dare say the one teacher, she joked about it, but I think she was honest to goodness concerned.
Well, you know, when you're in a desktop publishing class,
I don't think they offer those. Well, they
there's
do,
probably
but
a reason.
yeah.
Well, we were asked to make business cards. So I made a business card for the human exterminators. And I was the chief meme artist. I didn't think there was anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, okay, and here's what's sad too. As an educator and having been there, I would have been making the referral. I'm not gonna lie.
And if not then, definitely you would have made the referral when I did my trifold pamphlet for the malicious mortuary, which covered it. Well, it had a vampire on the front, and on the back, the picture of the receptionist. Hello, malicious mortuaries. If you're dead, we can help you. If not, we can arrange something.
It's true.
Full service.
It's true.
Lots of different ways that you could remember your loved one.
Well, and I think this because you're telling this story, and I realize I don't remember at all what my project was for that pamphlet.
I don't remember yours either.
Because I think yours.
Mine was the best one.
Clearly, and it was memorable.
It was. It was.
So yeah, I don't. Yeah.
And that is how we became known as the Sickos.
Oh, that's right. See,
Our
I forgot
teacher.
you're prompting me, and I'm like,
Yes.
I don't remember.
Our teacher referred to us as the
The
Sickos.
Sickos, and that's how, if she was telling a story about us to her personal friends or other coworkers, which means there had to be other teachers in the building that knew we were the Sickos.
And now I'm wondering which ones they were and if it explains any type of treatment that we got.
I don't know. The only one I think she might have commiserated with was our creative writing teacher. Our
She would have taken it in stride.
She would have, but she would have been, because I think that was the only other class we were together.
And she probably would have said, no, I understand, because Kate also wrote that short story about the kid that went bungee jumping and then the cord broke, and that was how the story ended. Remember that?
I don't, and I don't know how I couldn't not remember that. I remember you did some interesting poetry.
Yeah, let's move on from that. My.
Yeah, that.
I don't remember the poetry I'm going to say.
I would be interested. In fact, I'm going to throw that out there. If you are said desktop publishing teacher or said creative writing teacher, get in contact with us. We might want to do an interview.
We'd love to see how we've turned out.
I think I dare say there's a lot of fright of, oh my goodness, they are still together.
And I don't think that thought is reserved just for those teachers.
No, I think there's probably some classmates that are quite surprised that, we're still kicking it. Oh, wow, I felt old just saying that. On that note, we are going to go for a break. But
yes, we are.
Don't forget to comment and like us.
Please don't like us.
Yes, please share us with your friends, and we'll be back in a minute.